modifier. So we add the object here. Which object should be placed here? Like எந்த ஆப்ஜெக்டோட வந்து அது ஓட்டினா நம்ம வந்து அந்த ஸ்டேட் வரும். So we want to select by pin, like the pen tool, pin mark, or else we can select by here, like what the object, but we didn't give the name, we don't know which object is it. So just going to this and we are selecting this object. So what it does, it created actually. So இங்க இருந்து பார்க்க உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு 2D or cube மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். But if you turned off this cylinder 3, you will get a smooth curve. If you go to edit mode, ana irukadu because the modifier we didn't apply it here. So just press apply. So you can get here. We just applied the modifier. So after applying, we can't change. The only problem is that. So before applying, like maximum try to apply the modifier at last of your model, because if you apply as fast as possible na, like kadasila neenga vandu sala changes பண்ணும்போது you can't change it. ஒன்ஸ் அப்ளைட் இஸ் அப்ளைட். நம்ம வந்து வேஸ்டா வந்து அன்டூ பண்ணணும், இல்லைன்னா வேற மாடல் தான் திரும்ப பண்ணணும். ஸோ மேக் ஷோர் டு நாட் அப்ளை மாடிஃபையர் பிஃபோர். யா, ஸோ we can add by this kind of thing, and after that we can go to tab and we can add face, extrude kind of thing. We can model with this as like kind of buildings kind of thing. So for example, I'm going with this. Subdividing this now, it is like a window and like a hotel, like kind of thing. We can model like this buildings kind of thing. So yeah, this is the use of the modifier actually. So நம்மளோட டைமை மிச்சப்படுத்துறதுக்கு தான் இந்த modifier is as like it's a parameters actually. So nowadays parameters இருக்கிறதுனால டைமும் நம்மளுக்கு வந்து நிறைய மிச்சமாகுது. So like if you saw like 6 years back and all, like we have to model each and everything, and we want to do every details in that everything, like manually we have to do. So nowadays the modifier, like easily the modifier has been came. So if you go to sorry, if we go to Solidify modifier, it actually increase the thickness here. See, it's increasing the thickness here. So Solidify modifier works better with a thin object. This is not a thin object actually. It will work on a thin object. Let me show. See, it's working actually. This will be used when you work with some character models, like if you're gonna make some hair particles and kind of stuff, so you can modifier is the best way to make our work easier. So yeah, play with this as like when you download Blender and kind of thing. So it will be fun actually. Yeah, so let's move on to animations and stuffs. Yeah, so now this animation is done now. So going to camera view and going to actually press Z. If we press Z, there will be, we can switch to this. We no need to go there at all. Like we can just press to wireframe, or else like rendered view, like kind of we can go with that. So yeah, so our animation is done now. This is the basic animation we're gonna do, and we can duplicate this actually by yeah, now there are like many windmills here. So if you see every fan is rotating uniformly. So how to change the direction, like எல்லாமே வந்து ஈவனா ரொட்டேட் ஆகும்னு சொல்லவே முடியாது நம்ம. ஸோ வந்து அதோட ரொட்டேஷன் எப்படி கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணலாம், like how we can control the rotation, like by just moving this keyframe bit forward. So now you can see. Yeah. So and we forgot to mention the time frame here. So from 60, and this will be yeah. So I'm just moving this value to -20. Yeah, we'll move this value to -20. We are like just moving keyframe because we are like want a like different kind of motions, like different kind of rotations now. So this is actually rotating speed, and this is actually rotating slow now. So this like like different kind of motions we can give actually. So we can like, let's go to the graph. Yeah. Yeah, so if you see the graph here, the cycle modifier is actually working here in the y-axis. Because why it's working in y-axis, it's because of actually the rotation is in y-axis, y direction. So the cycles are like added to the y part. If you added the cycles in x part, there will be no use of adding the modifier into that, because we gave animation only for the y rotation. See, rest of the things are like in respective to their positions. So while playing, you can see it's animating actually. So it's like from 0 to, wait, yeah, from 0 to 3 360. Yeah. So like that we can change the direct like the motion of kind of thing. And we can make it more creepy by adding another modifiers also, like add modifiers and noise. Noise just increase the strength of this. It will be more faster, like a storm kind of thing. And if you scale this a bit, it will be more faster, like it's rotating as a much more faster it is. This modifier will be used in like if you're modeling a room, and like if you're modeling a fan inside a room, so that fan obviously rotates faster, like so it wants to be like this. So and we can give phase. Yeah. Yeah, we can give modifiers to this too. Yeah. Yeah. So after this, the main process is rendering. We can give so how this can be rendered. So like I told before, the frame rendering portion we want to change here, and we want to put like 30 fps is better for me, like depends upon the user. Yeah. So 30 fps will be much smoother here. So and end frame will be set as so 50. After this, and the main process is rendering. So how this can be rendered. So like I told before, the frame. So I'm saving. Windmill. Yeah. So now I save this project, and I'll move camera a bit right side. Yeah. So now for rendering, like I told before for the model, so it is gonna be file location is gonna be like your choice. So I'm gonna save in the some file location I have, and yeah, so this will be as in a video file. So how we should render? So it will be in MPEG video. So this is the video file we're gonna get. If otherwise, the 50 frames will be rendered as image, like in the PNG format. So and if you go to this render settings for color management, and you can change the look. Actually look will be like very high contrast. Like if it's high contrast, it will be much more like looking as in games, you can see it will be in high contrast and kind of thing. If you give very high contrast, it will be like that, and very low contrast, it will be like contrast is less, like kind of thing. I'll go with high contrast, and let's play and see. Yeah, it's good now. So let's go to render thing, and yeah, everything is saved now. And now press just Control F12 for rendering. Oh, sorry, other files are there. Uh, yeah, so make sure to like this object is only disabled in the viewport, but it's not disabled in the rendering view. So better you should delete this, or else another way is like this switching of the rendering. Yeah, so now Control F12 for rendering. Yeah, now it's not coming, so it's actually rendering. As you can see, top frame 25 to 3, like the fast it's rendering. Yeah, so you can view the render also by going to render view and render animation. Yeah, so these are the basics of your animations, like adding keyframes. Keyframes is the main part of the animations, like, and after that the modifiers and other stuffs will become coming through. So yeah, it's actually rendered. So view animation. Oh, actually it's viewing that. Yeah, yeah, actually it's viewing here. So this is the rendered part here. Yeah, so this is the basic rendering here, the animations and stuffs. So this is rotating, and this is rotating faster kind of thing. So yeah, you can see your edited video, rendered videos. Yeah, so the video is rendered here. As you can see, it's rendered here. 50 frame as came for only 1 second. Yeah, we gave for only 1 seconds. Yeah, that's what I'm telling. The more frames you add, the more duration of the video will get. So yeah, like I told before, 100 frames will give just for 5 seconds or 4 seconds maximum. So depends upon the animation you choose and kind of thing. So yeah, these are the basic animations, and animation is basically concentrated through rigs. So what is rigs? Rigs is nothing but we are giving a empty object. If for example, this is one object. So if we press shift A, and there will be empty. So there will be empty plain axis, arrows, single arrow, circle, cube kind of thing. We are adding just a plain axis, and we gonna animate that plain axis with this object, like creating a parent class for that. That's the like going through professional animation by creating rigs and stuff. So for this kind of animation, you will like need some basic fundamentals. It's enough for this. So how to add a keyframe, how to add a modifier, how to edit the keyframe, not only for scaling, transforming and rotation. We can add animation in everything, like for materials also, like we can add for example, Yeah, for example, I'm adding a keyframe here. So it added, and 50th frame, I'm going with this. So color also it's changed. So basically, this color kind of thing works within a game environment. Like if a game like level designing, it's called as a level designing. And if you are playing a game like a storyboard game, GTA Vice City has some like night time also, like the morning time also. It's like actually a color animation. That's it. So see, it's changing us into this color. So yeah, we can change this to for variants. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, after adding another color, just make sure to add a keyframe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you can see like the color is also adding now. So yeah, this is the basic thing you want to learn about animations. Huh? Clear? And yeah. So another part is UV unwrapping. So UV unwrapping is basically used for texturing and painting purposes. So what does actually a UV unwrap means? Let's go on to detail. Like before that, I'll switch on this and let's add a cube. So let's go to solid mode. Yeah. So this is a 3D object. No, so this is actually a cube. UV unwrapping is basically it will peel off into 2D. If a gift, if you're going into a gift shop, you might get a gift for your friends. They will pack obviously. So the packing will be like above the gift box. The first the wrapper will be like stick into this, and the wrapper will be stick into this. Like the same concept, the UV wrap, like it's reversed. எப்படி சொல்றதுன்னா ஒட்டி இருக்கிற பார்ட் வந்து நம்ம எடுக்கிற மாதிரி ஸோ வந்து if this is a box we are peeling off that box actually into a kind of thing அந்த scrap book workல எல்லாம் முன்னாடி பண்ணுவோம் so like that kind of thing we are doing so that's basically UV unwrap means so if we go if we want to do a UV unwrap we want to change the workspace actually so you can just shift to UV editing so you can see here so cube it's already done இப்போ இது எல்லாமே வந்து fold பண்ணாதான் ஒரு cube so if we fold this everything only we can get a cube so this is actually a 2D view so we can paint it easily 3Dக்கும் 2Dக்கும் பெயிண்ட் பண்றதுல நிறைய வித்தியாசம் வரும்ல ஸோ 2Dல பெயிண்ட் பண்ணும்போது ஈஸியா இருக்கும் ஸோ பை ஃபார் ஆடிங் டெக்ஸ்சர்ஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் திங் இப்போ வந்து இந்த இடம் வந்து பெண்ட் இருக்கும் போது இந்த இடம் திஸ் பிளேஸ் அண்ட் திஸ் பிளேஸ் வில் பி this and this place will be like sticked into together so அப்போ வந்து எனக்கு இந்த இடத்துல வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு டெக்ஸ்சர் ஆட் ஆகணும் அப்படிங்கும் போது எனக்கு இங்க டெக்ஸ்சர் வராது இருந்தாலும் பட் ஐ வில் ஆட் சம் டெக்ஸ்சர் ஸோ வந்து இங்க இல்லைன்னா கூடவே அதோட கண்டினியூஸ் வந்து இங்க இருக்கும் so by adding UV if you are not unwrapping an object what will happen so not like if you're gonna add a texture na continuous texture irukadu the texture will be break or else like texture will be like overlapped or else சம்பந்தமே இல்லாம வந்து ஒரு டெக்ஸ்சர் கம்னோ கண்டினியூட்டி இல்லாம if for example the textures contain 5 blocks of color னு வச்சுங்களேன் இப்போ ஒரு கலர்ஸ் வந்து யூனிஃபார்மா தான் போகும் if you are not UV unwrapping an object if you are adding a textures like color block now அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? ஸோ கலர்ஸ் வந்து அன்ஈவனா இருக்கும், ஸோ ஆர்டிஃபிஷியலா இருக்கும். ஸோ யூவி அன்ராப் இஸ் மோஸ்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இன் மாடலிங். ஸோ இது வந்து யூவி. ஸோ இஃப் யூ கோ டு ஆர் ஆப்ஜெக்ட் and let's turn it off this object, go to edit mode, sorry, object mode. In object mode we can't view the UV because எத்தனை ஃபேஸ் இருக்குன்னு அதெல்லாம் எடுக்க முடியாது, ஏன்னா வந்து இட்ஸ் ஆப்ஜெக்ட் மோட். எடிட் மோட் இஸ் பேசிக்லி we are editing. Okay, so let's go to tab and press A. இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஆகி இருக்குது, ஆனா not that much. Okay, so manual UV, let's go on to detail like after some sessions. Like now we gonna make a smart UV project. Smart UV project basically system does. நம்ம வந்து அதுக்கு வந்து கமெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுக்குறோம். ஸோ வந்து சிஸ்டம் பார்த்துக்குது. லைக் வி ஆர் கிவிங் லைக் ஜஸ்ட் ரைட் கிளிக் and sorry, just press U and there is like unwrap option called. இது வந்து நம்ம வந்து this unwrap is like manual unwrap, like seam mark பண்ணுவோம். If object is there, we'll mark a seam. Like for example, if I'm selecting this, I'm going to edge. If I selecting this edge and right clicking and I'm making a seam. Seam is nothing but ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் இன்னொரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் இணையிற இடம் தான் seam. ஸோ இப்போ இந்த ஆப்ஜெக்டை நான் கட் பண்ணிட்டு and also I'm going with here and I'm marking a seam. Then I give you an unwrap, it will unwrap actually. ஸோ அது வந்து நம்ம டீட்டெயில்டா அப்புறம் போகலாம். ஸோ now we gonna see about smart UV project. Smart UV project, what it does basically, it will unwrap automatically, like system will unwrap and give. So basically system does actually, நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம் இதுல இது இப்படி பண்ணணும். So how we gonna do? Just press A for selecting all in edit mode and press U and smart UV project. Angle limit is nothing but the space we are giving into that, that's it. So click OK and now UV is done. This UV is basically, it's uniform now. Uniform na bended alla. See if you can see it na, this is actually overlapped. இதுக்கு பின்னாடியும் இருக்குது. So UV unwrap பண்ணணும். So smart UV sorry, A U smart UV project. Okay, so இப்போ individual each and everything will be there. See, this circle is here, like hitting face, and this circle is நம்ம இங்க போட்டிருக்கோம்ல அந்த circle. So everything will be unwrapped uniformly and also it's unwrapped by the system. So maximum like a smart UV project use பண்றதை வந்து தவிர்க்கணும், because manual UV the use of manual UV is we are unwrapping that. நம்ம unwrap பண்ணும்போது we will get an idea like how should be it unwrapped and what are the ways should be it unwrapped and kind of thing. So yeah, for some reasons we can use this also for yeah, we can use smart UV project. இப்போ இதுல மூலமா நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா, if we adding some materials or the textures I told, like image textures. So in windmill ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா like there will be a number 1 2 3 like kind of numbers. So அப்போ வந்து இப்போ நம்ம இங்க 2 add பண்றோம்னா we can't add without UV unwrapping. So இங்க வந்து நீங்க வந்து ஒரு 2ங்கிறத add பண்றது வந்து 3D ல அதுல வந்து blend ஆயிருக்கணும். So if you want to blend a texture, we want to do UV unwrap and we want to place a texture here, and inga place பண்றது மூலமா we should align according to that. So அப்போ வந்து we can get, if for example number 2 இருந்துச்சுன்னா consume that like the number 2 is here, so I will move this near to the 2 like that. We can add textures by UV unwrapping. This is basically what like UV unwrapping means. So yeah, if we go to object mode and select this model, it's not UV unwrapped. ஏன்னா வந்து இதுக்கு பின்னாடி it's there, actually it's overlapped, we can't see, it's a 2D view na, so we can't see. So if we press A for all and press U small, sorry, Smart UV project and see. So each and every part were like now unwrapped. See, this part was like this and this. ஸோ எல்லாமே வந்து யூனிஃபார்மா ஆயிருக்கு. ஸோ வந்து இப்போ நான் வந்து டெக்ஸ்சர்ஸ் ஆட் பண்ண போறேன்னா திஸ் ஏரியா இதுலலாம் எனக்கு ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஸோ இப்போ வந்து நான் வந்து இந்த ரெண்டு ஏரியாவுக்கும் வந்து நான் டெக்ஸ்சர்ஸ் ஆட் பண்ண போறேன்னா எனக்கு அந்த டெக்ஸ்சர்ஸ் மிடில் வருதுன்னா இட் won't be visible because it will be folded. ஸோ கண்டினியூஸா வந்து உங்களுக்கு அந்த கட் இருக்கும். So this is the use of UV wrap. So basically what modeling refers, we will export this into another software and we will give textures. But yeah, we can give textures in Blender also in a good quality. So அது வந்து நம்ம after some times பார்க்கலாம். So actually we saw about materials, right? So in that materials, try to learn everything. It's like a common word in the material. Metallic I told, roughness I told. The rest of the things as you explore, as you learn, that's the thing I'm gonna do. So yeah, these are the basics of the Blender and every steps you're gonna do. Yeah, so coming back to layout, like the way I told about lighting, don't try to like overlay the lighting and all. So be aware of lighting too. So it's like a basic concepts. So lighting on the sun is the main source actually. If it's like a closed room, sunlight varadhu வந்து we want to decide varnuma or land. But in this kind of area sunlight is much more important actually because sun is a natural source now. So after the natural source I'm adding some area light வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஏரியால வந்து it will gives you much more light actually. So going to render view, you can see here the lighting is here and the shadow also it's not overlapping. This shadow is from this windmill and it going backwards actually. So idunala nothing is gonna happen with the lightings. So as much of lighting you're gonna add, as much of thing you're gonna face actually. So don't try to add more stuff lighting, don't overload, that's the main thing. So yeah. So yeah. So, yeah, so let's add a cube. I'm going with a solid view. Yeah, let's model something and like try to animate that. So let's animate a tire actually, by pressing Shift A and adding a cube and S or yeah. Now tab and press this face and I for insert faces and E for extrude. Like randomly we'll extrude because we want to know the difference, right? So whether the wheel is rotating or not. So just extruding this a bit. Yeah, and I'm smoothing this. I'm going to normal and auto smooth. Yeah, now let's add a material for this and we're gonna add some black on. So we're gonna add some lights too. So let's add a sunlight. So let's switch it up. and we'll go to render mode. Yeah. Okay. Let's add a new collections called yeah. So now go to a 3D view. Yeah. So now Shift A and pressing and adding a mesh called cylinder and um, for- yeah. So I'm going to render view and I'm adding a light. So and I'm gonna add a new material. Yeah. So let's model this actually. So by selecting this object, we are going to add a, location and a rotation, and we're gonna go for 50th frame, and we're gonna move this. Yeah. So and or yeah or and yeah. So now we added the keyframe with that according to the position. Now in 50th frame, we're gonna add a keyframe with the rotation, and I'll be giving R and X for sorry, R and Y for 90, and I'm gonna add a keyframe. It's better to add 180, na? So R Y. Yeah, so if you play and see, there'll be a rotation going on, but the rotation is bit slow. So what's the way to create a rotation fast? Guys, can you mute? Yeah. So just we can rotate the Y to 45. So this will give faster rotation. I'm giving R, Y, and 45, and I'm adding location, rotation. Yeah, so now you can see the rotation is bit fast. The reason why the rotation is slow, as for guys, can you mute? Yeah, the reason why the rotation is slow is because we are like giving more degree to the rotation. Actually, the higher number of degree you give, the higher the slow it will rotate, because it has more values to complete. So from starting to the value 0, and the end of the value will be for example, it's like 360. From 0 to 360, it has to complete in the 50th frame. So it is the value is bit high. So if the values from starting to 0 to 45, the it will be faster, because the 45 values low for the from 0 to 45, the degree will be low, and also the rotation speed will also, we can get it more higher. So for example, R, Y, and like pin and I, location and rotation. So it's rotating fast now. So if this tire is traveling in a kind of uh, let's add cycles to this. No, we don't in cycles. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's add noise to this. So by adding noise, we can by we know and another thing, see, actually we moved only on the x-axis, so remaining z-axis and y-axis are like remaining 0 in this position actually. So the location, basically the location is 0 on y and z-axis. So there is no there is no use to keep other details here, because இப்போ நம்ம வந்து x ல மட்டும் தான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், rotation y ல பண்ணியிருக்கோம். So rest of the things we can delete actually. So the position is location is given on x, so we no need the y and z, so we can delete. So and like that vice versa, we no need the scaling at all. We'll delete the scaling and rotation. Yeah, so now we can see unwanted எதுவுமே இல்ல, so it's rotating actually. Yeah, so we can yeah, we can add modifiers to the location actually. Then it's like shaking up now, nah. So we can increase the scaling size. Yeah, yeah, this looks some kind of like it's shaking up, Anna. So this is why, because I added a modifier called noise. What it does, if this tire is traveling on a hard surface, like kind of a frictionable surface, there will be a resistance between the surface and the tire. So this is the simple logic we have to work on. If we are modeling a tire like straight away, நம்ம வந்து keyframes கொடுக்கிறது மட்டும் முக்கியம் இல்ல. What kind of location it is, what kind of environment it is, what kind of plane it is, everything will be like suits the rotation first of all. So பண்ணாம we have to play with these values actually. நம்ம explore பண்ணாதான் we will get some good modifiers and some good outputs. So without adding modifier, this will be look artificial, so that's I added some kind of thing, no. So yeah, so you can add for mm, It's like now it looks like some kind of sudden like shake is going on, so you can scale actually. So if you scale a bit, it will be much more smooth. Yeah. So now the tire rotation is really good actually. So these are the basic animation actually. See, if you're watching a movie kind of car is coming on in a animation movie, the way they do is like they gave like I told, it's like an empty object, like creating a curve and defining path. Like nothing. It's easier. Like our curve define பண்ணிட்டு அந்த curveல வந்து they will assign the direction, so we no need to turn the vehicle or kind of thing, just we have to play with the curve. So it's like kind of some complicated animations will be there. So for this basically animations na இதுதான், like the first session we saw, like basically modeling, extrusion, moving, scaling, beveling. These are the most important tools that used for modeling. நீங்க என்ன மாடல் எடுத்தாலுமே மூவிங் லைக் பொசிஷன் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபார்மிங் இருக்கும், ரொட்டேஷன் அண்ட் ஸ்கேல் இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபார்ம்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ த பேஸ் பார்ட் யூ ஹாவ் டு நோ, தட்ஸ் த மெயின் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் திங். பேஸ் தெரிஞ்சாதான் யூ கேன் கோ டு த நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல் போக போக யூ வில் லேர்ன் மச் more detailed about the thing you are learning. So learn as much like you want. It's actually a fun modeling. So yeah, so that's for today. And so rest of the things I covered, I guess. So better work on the one, like download Blender and like download everything and play with the values around, like play with this properties panel and play with the modifiers, and like how to animate the colors, how to animate a cube from moving to here to there, and adding some rotations and adding each kind of thing. You can gain more animation, like you can add new animations like moving, or else like a jumping animation, jumping from here then dropping from here, jumping from here, like that. You can do anything you want. You can make it with a cube also. You can make it with a sphere also, like a sphere rotating in a surface, like kind of thing. um yeah. So and another thing, this is actually auto keyframe mode. Yeah, auto keying. This is called as auto keying. This is the most powerful tool. It's like a parameters. So how we should use that? Since like just enable that, and if you move this, sorry, yeah, if I'm going to frame 20 and like just moving here, it will add automatically. What all the changes you're gonna do, it will automatically add. If I switched off this and play now, it's going there. Because இங்க வந்து நான் ஒரு key frame வந்து define பண்ணிருக்கேன். How I define that keyframe na, I didn't differ like by adding I or by adding here. Like it's not like that. This is called auto keying. It depends upon the work you are doing. Like நான் just move பண்ணா போதும், அது automatically add ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும். Like see, I'm going to 40th frame and adding this kind of things. So like, and don't forget to switch off this animation பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா அது ஆன்ல இருந்தா even a single movement also it will be added as a keyframe, so you'll get many kind of unusual animations there. So yeah, yeah. So going there, and yeah, so these are like the basic animations you want to learn for the next level. So better work with this. You will get some ideas about this. So yeah, we saw about some modelings and modeling some basics of a conference room, and we learned about by adding materials and UV unwrapping, modeling stuff we learned today. So and also animation. So better utilize with that and work with Blender much you can. So model some many good models and give some good outputs. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, so and another thing, main part is like you can model realistic models in a Blender too. So for that you want to learn about textures. Textures, what I said about, like you can add textures here. Textures is basically you want to download it in web actually. So you can't actually make a texture, it's an object. So நீங்க ஒரு பெஞ்ச போட்டோ எடுக்கிறீங்கன்னா அது ஒரு ஸ்கொயர் ஷேப்ல வந்து ஒரு டெக்ஸ்சரா மேக் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ வந்து ஒரு பிளெண்டர் ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ல ரியலிசம் ஓகேவா செய்யுங்கன்னா அதுல ஒரு இட்ஸ் அ இமேஜ் ஆக்சுவலி. இமேஜ் டெக்ஸ்சரை வந்து வி ஆர் கிவிங் டு திஸ் ஆப்ஜெக்ட். Okay, so let me show something about this thing. So I'll send a detailed link how to download some textures and all. So this is commonly like yeah, what it basically does, it's adding a texture to it. Yeah, it's adding a texture to it. If நீங்க அதை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா textures add ஆயிருக்கும். This is what a texture means. So wood textures வந்து இங்க add ஆயிருக்கு. So texture is also, see, if I zoom it more, you can see the wood texture here. So like that, you can add textures also. Texturing also one of the important thing in modeling. So these are the main things you guys want to learn. So yeah, these are the basics of the blender. Still today, like the full session is about fully basics of the blender. So as you work out more, as you can learn like more part in blenders. So yeah, that's it for today, and thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Recording stopped.